We the New Anonymous would like to make the following statement. Old Anonymous is a terrorist organization of biblical proportion. Old Anonymous is taking advantage of your children, lesser educated citizens and the just plain ignorant or mentally ill population of the USA in an attempt to destroy the United States of America.
Old Anonymous may have started in the USA, but Old Anonymous was quickly adopted by terrorist organizations in other countries that was seeking power. Old Anonymous was originally to be used by the citizens, to be used to expose corrupt individuals and bad laws or wrongdoing in their respective governments. At first it was working, but it did not take long before even the governments, criminal organizations, and even terrorists seen the power Old Anonymous contained as a powerful propaganda tool within its followings, and started using Old Anonymous as a tool, not to stop Old Anonymous, but instead use its ignorance and lack of leadership to their advantage. The corrupted leaders and governments decided to use the Old Anonymous idea to put out fake hacks, releasing faked information and even some true information of and about specific individuals that was trying to help the citizens, or help the idea of Old Anonymous.
This worked very well for the corrupted governments. It worked so well they successfully took control over a very large percentage of Old Anonymous, emerging as undefined leaders of Old Anonymous. The corrupted government officials then learned very quickly Old Anonymous was a very powerful way to make billions of dollars by using Old Anonymous supporters to protect their criminal corporations. Case in point, Pirates Bay, the largest BitTorrent tracker, with over 10 million peers, and more than 2 million registered users. The Pirate Bay started out as a Swedish language site, founded by the Swedish pro-piracy movement, dedicated to stealing American copyrighted music, movies, games, software and much more from the American citizens, causing extreme pain to the American citizens, under the banner of sticking it to the man, sticking it to the corporations.
That was a lie. Pirate Bay was set up by criminals for one reason: to make money, and lots of it. The corrupted government officials wanted a controlling piece of that action. The corrupted government officials shut them down, then using Old Anonymous started a campaign called Operation Payback, using fake hacks and DDoS attacks, all the while pushing propaganda onto unsuspecting public, the citizens not just in their country but in every country of the world, telling them this was a movement to protect online freedom of speech, a movement to protect freedom of information online, coining the term online revolution, and the impoverished world citizens, liking the idea, gave their power and support willingly, but unknowingly. The corrupted government officials then reopened the Pirates Bay, pumping in millions of dollars by way of proxy criminal corporations funded, owned, and operated by them, setting them up as leaders of Old Anonymous,
giving them one of the most powerful political weapons of propaganda mankind has ever seen, and the funding to set themselves up as undisputed kingpins of crime, and simultaneously setting themselves up as a major political power rivaled by only the top 3 governments in the world, them governments being, first the USA being the #1 superpower, second Russian Federation being the #2 superpower, and last but not least the People's Republic of China. This has led to a new power grab over the last few years to eliminate their most powerful enemy, the US government. Not with traditional methods of a hostile takeover, but rather a campaign of propaganda aimed at the citizens of the US government, packed with propaganda and lies, depicting the US government as being an evil empire of criminals that seek only to imprison and enslave its own population while sucking the world dry of all its natural resources.
Old Anonymous, under the direction of criminal and government-backed corporations, posted videos aimed directly at the citizens of the USA, telling twisted half-truths and total fabricated lies regarding every major terrorist event worldwide, telling the citizens they was operations of the US government with one intention, and that is to build distrust, paranoia of their government in the hearts and minds of the citizens. Old Anonymous posted videos with flat-out lies about the super rich of the world to build hatred of anyone that has more than you do as a citizen. Also you will justify your continued support of their criminal actions that undermine the U.S. economy, compounding hate and distrust into an ever-growing base of unknowingly terrorist supporters that will blindly attack anyone or anything they are asked to by Old Anonymous, all to do their bidding like mindless drones.
Old Anonymous lies to you, the citizens, telling you that you should perform an act they call civil disobedience, where you stop paying taxes, stop following laws. Then Old Anonymous calls for protests about nothing, telling you to stand for nothing and stand for everything, so they will have the ability to use their organizers to mold the citizen protests into an attack on the American way of life, and mold the protests into attacks directed at their corporate competitors, or government laws that have the ability to shut down their illegal criminal corporations.
Old Anonymous, seeking to destroy the USA, tells you, the citizens, to pull all your money out of the banking system as a protest. This is not a protest, but a blatant attempt to collapse or further weaken the American economy, to breed more hatred of the government for not fixing the economy. Old Anonymous for the last 3 years have been trying to rally and hold a massive protest, telling everyone this protest is going to be a peaceful protest, and only to voice the citizens' dissatisfaction with the government's handling the economy and the laws passed by the government, allowing them to spy on you, the citizens, that were in fact actually all thanks to Old Anonymous terrorist attacks on the government to start with.
Old Anonymous is putting out videos telling you, the citizens, that the US government must go, must be overthrown, and that through a massive protest the government will step aside peacefully, knowing full well this can never take place and will never happen. Old Anonymous tells citizens to bring guns to this latest protest to further heighten the fear level on the part of the government, military, and police. Old Anonymous is telling the citizens to not allow a single protester to be arrested for any actions during the protests, knowing full well that a fight with the police is 100% inevitable, and if one person in a massive protest of this caliber, with kids hyped up, thinking the government wants to take away all their rights and imprison them all, it will take is one person to shoot a gun, be it a protester or a terrorist attempt by the leaders of Old Anonymous to sabotage the protest intentionally.
This protest will turn into an all-out gun battle with mass bloodshed on both sides. Old Anonymous intends to spin this act of sabotage as the US government declaring a dictatorship over the USA by blasting videos telling the citizens of the US that the US government unprovoked attacked the protest with deadly force, killing innocent men, women and children, effectively starting an all-out civil war that will wipe out the United States of America in less than a week. A win or a lose by either side, government or citizens, it will make no difference. One way or the other, should the citizens win, there will be no government and no way to rebuild a new government in time to prevent the starvation deaths of over 316 million US citizens over a 30 to 45 day time span.
Should the US government win the Civil War, this action will eliminate the US Constitution and its Bill of Rights, sending the USA straight into a total dictatorship under martial law, simultaneously collapsing the US economy, causing mass starvation by over 50% of its population. But wait, it gets worse. During the Civil War, all the governments under US protection will be unprotected. North Korea will attack and take South Korea, shifting the balance of power, forcing redistribution of every major government's borders throughout the world, all while the collapse of the US economy drags down and collapse the remaining world economy, forcing the militarization of every government of the world, pushing mankind into world war that mankind will not likely survive.
We, New Anonymous, ask all you in America to join with New Anonymous to warn our citizens and to inform them of a truly workable plan called the YRV, or Your Rights Volunteer. The Your Rights Volunteer is a step-by-step plan that will teach the citizens how to protest in a new way, a way that asks nothing of or has anything to do with your government, a new way that will produce maximum results, without any violence, or even the possibility of any violence, all to gain support for the YRV plan that will rebuild the old, corrupted, dysfunctional and out-of-control government of the USA, using the Constitution and Bill of Rights as its backbone.
The YRV will teach you, the citizens, to take a direct and totally legal approach to restructuring the US government without any lapse in services to the citizens. That will, in its first year of operation, reach way down in the US economy and yank it back to where we were years ago, before the first economic collapse, and at the same time completely eliminating the Democratic and Republican parties that can never agree on anything unless they can both profit off the agreement, and obviously do not have the best interests of the common citizens at heart, but rather the profits of their corporations. The Your Rights Volunteer will pump into the U.S. economy in the first year over $2.5 trillion and well over $5 trillion per year every year after eliminating the national debt
and dispensing with the Federal Reserve once and for all. Yes, this is all possible, but only if you help us stop Old Anonymous from killing billions worldwide by trying to take out the third largest population and the #1 largest economy in the world. Come this November, we New Anonymous ask you right here and now to copy this video exactly as is and repost it on your channels. Post links to this video on your websites as quickly as possible in hopes to avoid a world catastrophic event that will end the lives of your citizens, your wives, your children, and possibly your life, and no less than a 2/3% or better world population, a population reduction caused by Old Anonymous by way of starvation and war, and possibly even the complete obliteration of the human race. We as New Anonymous have no need to post evidence of the mentioned crimes against humanity by Old Anonymous, as everything we have told you here in this video can be confirmed by Googling how Old Anonymous protected and is associated with Pirates Bay, and simply Googling Anonymous videos concerning the 2013 protests, and watching them and reading comments posted on the videos by Old Anonymous followers, etc., etc.
Some of you may think this is a joke. This is not a joke video. This is not an exaggeration. We in New Anonymous hope and pray that Old Anonymous does not yet have enough support to pull of this protest away. They failed to pull it off in 2011 and 2012, but we cannot afford to take a chance. You cannot afford to take that chance. Do it now.